from Prosser, and Tim is going to join us with the Mr. Big.
I'm Tim Pockrent. I'm with the Woodinville Tasting Room on the other side of the hill, and we are going to dive into this year's Mr. Big, which is a Petite Syrah. Petite Syrah, I'm sure you've noticed, is spelled a little bit differently than a regular Syrah because it's an entirely different grape.
Sure.
Most of the world where Petite Syrah is grown, it's known as Durif, D-U-R-I-F. It's named after Francois Durif, who planted the grape in France, or he was the breeder of the grape, excuse me, in France in 1880. The grape itself is a Paloursin grape, which is a really obscure, hasn't been used in a long time. It's a Paloursin grape that has been fertilized with Syrah pollen.
Wow.
So it's a cross between Syrah and the Paloursin grape. So
I did not know that.
It's grown in Mexico on the Baja, on the coast there. It's grown in Ontario, Canada, up in the Niagara Peninsula. It's grown in Chile. It's grown in France. Here in the United States, it was planted in California in 1884. And it's grown in Israel too. And so Israel and the United States are pretty much the only two countries that call it Petite Syrah. It's kind of a play on words because of that. I mean, Mr. Big and a tiny Petite Syrah. Correct. Yeah.
That's great.
And it was interesting to note also that in the early 1800s, the Californians, when they would get just a smaller crop of regular Syrah, they started calling that Petite Syrah back then, but they still spelled it the way Syrah is with the S-Y. And then when this was actually planted in California in 1884, they were supposed to quit calling the not really Petite Syrah Petite Syrah. And also you'll notice, I don't know a lot of people get this or not, but on the bottle, if you can, on the label, you see
that's what I'm seeing.
You see the word petite.
Yep.
Okay, so that petite has the letter E at the end. So in France, like most countries in Europe, they genderize their nouns. And so with the Petite Syrah, the petite with an E is the effeminate genderization of that noun. And if you have a Petit Verdot where there's no E, that's the masculine. So in French nomenclature, if there's a consonant followed by a vowel, then you pronounce the consonant. If there's no vowel, then you don't. So you have the T and then an E. So you pronounce the T, so it's petite. And then on the Petit Verdot, you're not going to pronounce the T.
You don't pronounce it.
Right, and it's just like Counoise. A lot of people call it Counoise.
Right.
But because there's an E after the S, you pronounce the S.
The S.
So,
yeah, you know, I learned that this last year because I'd always heard it as Counoise. But yeah, that's interesting.
You know, ultimately people come in and you can call it whatever you want. We don't care.
Yeah, it's true. As long as you enjoy it.
That's right. What do you think about this one, Di?
Pardon me?
What do you think about this one?
I love our Petite Syrah. I mean, it's just probably one of my very favorites. The color, I mean, it's just a really big wine. And for me, I've always enjoyed those tannins and the smell, the leather, the tobacco. So, that's fantastic.
These tend to have a lot of, with the Petit and Petite grapes, you get the smaller berry with the thicker skin. And so when it's macerating, after you crush them and the juice is sitting on the skins, you've got more skin to juice ratio. So it's pulling out richer flavors, more tannin, some color. They tend to be really inky in their color.
Yes.
And but the tannin is a big one for me. I'll never forget my very first time I had a Mr. Big. I didn't decant it or anything, and I jokingly referred to it as a palate wrecker because it was the tannins, they were right, but they
overtook,
My tongue was turned into a sponge, and I couldn't taste anything for like 20 minutes. So I found that with that vintage, and I think that was the 2012, 2010,
Yeah.
2010. I found, and this was always a no-no in my world. I thought I'd open it up and just let it sit on the counter and drink it the next day.
And it actually probably tasted
It
fantastic.
was fantastic.
Yes, I've done that as well because some of them are just a little too bold. And this one may have to, I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to.
Oh, wow. I get a lot of pepper,
Yes.
like a black peppercorn,
Wow.
kind of smoky and leather in the nose, like you said.
Yep. Oh, wow.
A little black licorice, but not too
Yeah,
much.
a little bit of anise. Yep. Just a touch, though. I could really get it on the back. Yeah, that's definitely my kind of wine. And I'm like you. I like the reds more so than I do the whites, but our whites are fantastic too. So it's hard to beat ANC wines.
And this one is 100% Petite Sirah. I think the last
Yes.
5 that I remember were all, even though they were only
Little-
slightly blended.
Yes, but a little bit.
Yeah, no more than 5%. But I noticed when I was looking through the notes the other day that this one was 100%.
Yeah. Yep. No, and I mean, just that savory, smoky kind of a taste on that to me.
So as far as food, what do you think you would do with this?
I'm gonna have a great big hearty, maybe a huge steak for me. But I also love spicy barbecue, real heavy. I would pair it with that.
Well,
What would you like with it?
I figured being married to a big game hunter, you'd go with the big.
I'd say buffalo, but I'm out of buffalo right now, so I can't do that. But yes, that would have been fantastic.
I was thinking about that when I was writing notes for this, and I knew that you and I were doing this together. I thought of Butch because I thought, man, he has brought home some stuff that I've never even thought of eating before, and this would probably go amazing with just about everything that he's.
Yes, it's the wild meat. Yeah, it's that wildness to it, and this would pair perfectly with it. So yes, I'm loving this.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think grilled meats, smoked meats. It's got nice tannins. You could probably do even like hard cheeses would be really good with this to pair up with the tannins.
Yep.
I'm not so sure I do this with a salad though.
I'd say no to that. However, I would do it with a cigar, Tim.
Absolutely. A nice full-bodied cigar. Although I bet you could, if you, like me, like to incorporate wine into different things, I bet if you made like a smoked duck or a roasted duck salad and made a vinaigrette out of this, incorporated this as your acid into the vinaigrette, I bet you could tie the two together really nicely.
Yeah, but I still like it with the cigar.
I take back my salad comment. I'm going to try it with a salad.
Okay. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Well, I hope everybody out there gets to come in soon and try the new wines because I'm sure excited about them and really excited to see everyone. So hopefully that can happen soon. And in the meantime, keep clean and dry.
Keep sanitizing.
Yep, sanitize all the way. Cheers to you. And the other thing I wanted to mention was this label with the A and have you noticed that? It kind of hides, but you see it a different. Yeah, I love that.
It's embossed and you can feel it.
Yeah.
But it just kind of hides in the background.
A little shiny. Yep. I know. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I've noticed over the years that they sneak a couple of little things in there here and there.
They do, and I always love finding them. It's kind of neat. Well, Tim, it's been a pleasure, and cheers to you, and hello to everyone in Woodinville.
Cheers to our wine club members.
All right, yes to them for sure.